Hello everyone, welcome to Magical Me. I'm Jamie Mendez, spiritual intuitive and oracle, and I'm here with my weekly Moonday Oracle Message. This is going to be a message of guidance for the world as a collective and all those who find themselves here listening, either on the live or during the replay. Whenever you find yourself here, it doesn't matter if it's months from now, there is something that will apply to your life or resonate with you uniquely to your own experience, your own situation. So this is going to be a reading for the week of June 8th, 2020. And I'll be using my own intuitive abilities as well as oracle cards to ask for a higher message of guidance or insight as to what we almost need to know as we move into the energy of this coming week. So I'm going to get more into that and how everything works in just a moment. I'm going to, I see lots of people starting to connect. So hi Kimberly, hi Sandra. Hi, Flo. I already said Kimberly. Welcome. Give me one moment and I'm just going to share and let others know that I'm live. So how are you all? How's everyone doing this magical moon day? The start of a new week, new adventures. Adventures is probably putting it lightly. But wishful thinking. Hi, Gina. Welcome, beautiful. How are you? Okay. I wish I could just share in multiple places at the same time, so I didn't have to do this step by step. Hi Noreen. Hello Alexandra. Welcome. Okay. All right, that's that. That was actually pretty quick today. Hi Laura, welcome. So just making sure too. Hi Liz, can everybody hear and see me okay? Just want to make sure before I really go into this. Kimberly, ooh, we're going to be talking all about that, love. Had a nice weekend, but some tummy issues the last 2 days. I'm sorry, and I do hope that it alleviates. I also have had some tummy issues, and I'm going to talk about that today on the empathy forecast. Hi, Barbara. Thank you, Kimberly. All right. So with that said, for anybody who is new to my page, as I said, welcome. This is an oracle message for all of us as a collective and what we most need to know for the energy of this week, just to give us a heads up, just to give us a little bit of awareness, because having that awareness allows us to move in flow with the energy so that we can live more harmoniously versus going at something completely blind, as well as trying to then fight against the flow of energy, which then does cause some distress in our lives. So again, just a positive message. It's not personalized individual readings that I'm doing here today. This is one message of more of a generalized overview for all of us, and it will resonate with each of us individually on to how our own unique lives are going, or here how we are on our own paths, if you will. Hey Lindsay, welcome. Oh, thank you, Noreen. Yes, thank you, Kimberly. Yeah, I'll explain all about that fun stuff. Definitely, it's been an interesting couple of days here. So, how this works is I do like to talk about news and announcements first, which I only have a couple. And then I talk about, so when I say news and announcements, anything going on that I'm offering, any specials, any classes, any events here at Magical Me, or with my sister business, Oracles of the Light, or now with the work that I am doing with Rachel Goodwin on evolving into the cosmic heart. So I kind of just put it all here in one place. Then I talk a little bit about what I call my energy forecast or empathy forecast, what I've been feeling intuitively, what might be going on, and how maybe it might also give you a bit of a heads up and some clarity as to what could be going on and what you might be experiencing. And then I pull one oracle card for the guidance for us all for the Moonday message. And then I pull a mudra for us all to work with together. And that will assist us in moving with that energy of the week to facilitate some growth. But I'll talk more about mudras when we get there. Hi, Jerry. Hi, Heather. Hi, Sarah. Made it. All right. So really quickly, I'm going to try to run through these really brief announcements. So Oracles of the Light has some things in the works. However, nothing that we're ready to announce at this time. Our Spirit Circle that we always host once a month now. It's online spiritual development circle for anybody. You can join in. We haven't announced the date yet, but so I'll give more information later when that comes around. But it will be this month. Also, our newsletter has not gone out yet, so you are not going crazy. It is not missing. It has not gone out yet. Between what I've been experiencing this last week, Lindsay's wrapping up the end of a school year, as she is also a teacher full-time. It's been a little bit hectic for us all. So we're getting it together, and we'll get that out soon. And hopefully we'll have a fun reading special to announce as well during that with the newsletter. So if you haven't already subscribed, you can go over and do so by going to our website, www.oraclesofthelight.com. And you should be prompted with a little pop-up that comes up right away to let you, give you the option to subscribe to the newsletter. Okay. Thank you, Noreen. That means a lot. I really appreciate that, sweetie. Thank you for saying that. And I appreciate you being here and your support. So, the other news and announcements, most of you already have seen. I share it here every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I go live on Evolving into the Cosmic Heart page with Rachel Goodwin, who is a dear friend of mine. And the two of us just go live in very much like a podcast setting, discussing spiritual topics, things that might be going on, coming up, and how we can really assist you and how we can assist each other as one, because it's really all about that collective oneness. And so we do work with different tools and tips and things that come through, but we also have a private membership group that's called Evolving into the Cosmic Heart group. Hi, Linz. Welcome, love. And that group is a monthly fee of $22, but with that, both Rachel and myself do channel special messages throughout the month, and it's there's no limit as to how much we put in there. So every time we receive something, it is channeled and is shared. It's also a lot of tools that you yourself can use to facilitate the transcendence of the current blocks and obstacles that we're all going through, to assist us in this time of ascension, moving into this new earth energy. So we're bringing forth new ascension tools that we receive through divine messages and our own personal team of light, family of light, and we channel information and push or post that in the group for everybody to work with. So from different symbols to, again, channeled messages to light transmissions that the two of us have begun doing together. Every month we do go live in the private group now, and we share a live light language, light song transmission to assist in activations with light codes of what we all most need. Lots of times it is working with our heart chakras and heart expansion and growth, healing. Whatever we most need, it is custom and unique for every single time we do it. So it is really something to check out, and we offer a whole lot of different things. Most of you were involved in that group for the free month that we offered, and were able to see all of the different stuff that was coming through. If you're still interested in jumping back into the group, now that it is the paid option, you can do that at any time. So even if you can't join this month, you can always join next month, and you can kind of come and go as you please if that's what works for you. Okay. So again, that's only $22 a month. But being a member, Rachel and I also started offering personalized light transmission sessions for people and what they most need. So it is something that we record privately, and based on what you share with us, what you tell us that you feel you need some assistance with. You might be going through a very challenging time in your life. You might be feeling like there's something blocking you, but you don't know what it is, and you're just ready for the next level of something. Our light transmissions assist with facilitating your own ability to transcend those things that are holding you back, that you might not be even aware of what's going on. You just feel like you're called to it, to have it done. And it is something that you can listen to over and over and over again, because with healing, it's often in layers. And so it gently, over time, expands you. And suddenly you come into this new wave of consciousness that you just see things so much differently, so much clearer, and you have a much more clearer vision of what you want to do. So with our transmissions, for those who are in our members only group, you receive a discounted price for having that session. And anything that Rachel and I offer in the group as far as sessions go, everything is discounted to our members. So it's something to consider and think about. And if you want more information on that, you can message me privately and I will give you the link and the information to sign up. Also, that information is available on our Evolving into the Cosmic Heart page. You can find all of our past replays there. We also are on Spotify, as it is a podcast. It does get turned into that. And so all of our past sessions are available on Spotify. You can just search Evolving into the Cosmic Heart. All right. So that's it for right now with news and announcements. Again, oracles will have more coming up probably soon. Still in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, we are in different levels of isolation and social distancing. So it does make some things a little bit tricky, but we're currently maneuvering through all of that and looking to put more of our events and classes out there. Most of the things that we're doing now, we're all doing online remotely. This way, everyone is able to participate, and we often record everything that we do. This way, you can watch it in your own time. So again, we'll be announcing more of that. As always, we're offering oracle guidance readings for any types of questions you might have regarding life questions, life guidance, direction, blocks, obstacles, challenges, things that you're going through that you just need a little bit of insight from your higher self or your family of light. We call them in and we channel that information through oracle readings and give you the best possible information. We're still offering those online, remotely. We do those, and we have a recorded option that you don't even have to be there with us. We can record it after you connect with us, tell us what you're looking for, and then we can do the reading and send it to you to watch in your own time. Also, I'm offering remote healing sessions distantly. So I offer remote Reiki healing sessions as well as my Aurora light healing sessions. So the Aurora light healing sessions is more light body. It is combined with Reiki, crystal healing, ascended masters, angels, your own personal family of light, light language, vocal toning, as well as sacred geometry. So it's a big, big session. It's really designed for clearing out and expansion. Each session is unique. So it's really hard to say what is going to occur, but I do find out during the session what we'll be doing, if you will, that moment. Also, again, the remote Reiki healing sessions can assist as well with any stress alleviation, with physical illness and pain that you might be experiencing. Really, this just helps to facilitate your body's own ability to heal itself. So if you're interested, reach out to me. We can discuss setting up a session, okay? And again, all of that is remote. We do not need to be in person to do those things. Hey, Lena. Hi, Deborah. Welcome. Glad you made it. Hi, Gregory. Thanks for being here. Okay, so that's it for news and announcements right now. Empathy forecast. I want to talk a little bit about what's going on energetically and what I've been feeling and experiencing. Whoa, so how have you been? How have you been this week? Because we are just coming down off of the full moon lunar eclipse on Friday. And that was really big leading up to that, I was really being impacted and noticing that others were really being impacted by Mars moving into Pisces. And that was making things quite interesting, as Mars has that catalyst energy, the pioneering energy. Could also be an explanation for what's really going on right now in the world around us, facilitating change, pioneering growth, being that catalyst. Mars has a bit of an aggressive energy, but also sometimes for necessary reasons, helps us to get those jobs done, if you will. So it can make things a bit hostile and uncomfortable at the same time, as we see. But that lunar eclipse that came in is just one of quite a few that are coming up. That was the start of eclipse season. All eclipses are life-altering. They come in a very big way to transform our lives in some way. So a lot of time you will see a lot of release occurring with eclipses and layers of release beginning to happen, and lots of changes, because it really does facilitate like a shift in a direction, almost like a major, massive wake-up call moment. And so lots of times you'll notice that things are starting to fall away, or things are being kind of removed from your path, or obstacles being placed in your path so that you don't continue to try to go into a direction that you weren't supposed to be going in, to help turn you into a different direction. So they're really like that big, like, kick in the pants. Let's let this stuff go now. So yes, Noreen says closing one door and opening another. Yeah, that's really what is happening right now. And it was at the full moon, and the full moon is always a time of completion, but also empowerment and release. So it's got that double whammy there, where it's all about empowering you, but it's empowering you to wrap things up, cycles coming to a close. So that kind of brought up some things with people. It could have been the catalyst for, blowouts to happen or occur, arguments to occur, things that needed to really come up in a big way that weren't being addressed before. It could have been a catalyst for you to really, I would say probably the biggest theme I'm noticing with this is that it was pushing us to deal with deep-seated emotional wounds. And Anubis it never fails. I think people walk their dog at this time, so he's constantly seeing the dogs walk past the house, and he's got to assert himself. And maybe that's what's happening with all of us barking these last couple of days, asserting ourselves and our boundaries, and kind of like standing up, speaking our truth, kind of addressing injustices, right? So, with that said, those deep-seated emotional wounds that you might not even have realized were impacting you as deeply as they were, or maybe you did and you just haven't been able to deal with it, or haven't really knew how to deal with it until finally it was just like, kind of came up, I will say for me personally, I experienced out of nowhere last Monday, I might have said something last Moonday. And I might have mentioned that I woke up that morning out of nowhere with some stomach pain, some solar plexus pain. And at that time, we were experiencing intense solar flares that probably were the most intense they have been in the last 3 years, according to what I read. And the Schumann resonance and the Earth's electromagnetic frequency was really spiked pretty high. So when that happens, it just makes all of our physical bodies go topsy-turvy in ascension symptoms, right? Or what we call ascension symptoms. From the energy shifts and changing, our bodies react, because as above, so below. As within, so without, and vice versa. So we do feel these things on a physical level, sometimes on an emotional level, sometimes on an energetic level. For me, that stomach spasm continued throughout the week and only intensified. And it wasn't so much as like solar plexus area as it was way up high stomach, in the upper stomach area where your stomach meets your diaphragm. And that, to me, there is actually a chakra there. It is called your spiritual heart chakra, or also known as your Padma Hridaya chakra. So this is like your spiritual heart center. So we do have our heart chakra, then you have a higher heart chakra, but then you also have your spiritual heart chakra, which is interesting, lower. So these are some chakras we don't often talk about. But I had been receiving a lot of messages about things that were going to be being purged and purified. And sure enough, I started experiencing this constant, it almost felt like muscle spasms. Like, you ever get those muscle spasms in your calves? You know, lots of women when they're pregnant get them when they're sleeping. It was like that, and it would wake me up every morning consistently at like 6:30 in the morning. And it was so intense that it was just unbearable. I couldn't do anything throughout the day. I couldn't focus on anything. It was also triggering heartburn, acid reflux all at the same time. And I was dealing with a whole lot of, I wasn't really able, I was having a hard time eating. I would be starving. It would feel like I was starving. That was more of the pain. And then as soon as I would eat something, I couldn't eat very, very much or for very long because I would go into instant spasms again. So that forced me to stop doing everything around me and to really go within and reflect on, why is this being triggered? Because our bodies are intuitive, and they are empathic as well, and they do pick up energy around us, and it can trigger physical pain in our bodies if something is not dealt with when it's first energetic. So we also can be feeling like my body will warn me when I'm doing something, thinking something, feeling something that's not serving me. You know, if I get frustrated, or in that place that we all do sometimes, that, you know, I'm feeling maybe down on myself, or maybe I'm angry about something and I keep stewing about it over and over in my head, I'll suddenly get a pain somewhere in my body. That pain will tell me it's not yet physical, Jamie, but it can be physical here if you continue to create this and you continue to let this happen over and over again. As a metaphysical healer, I understand that everything that becomes physical in our bodies is first in the higher layers of our energy body, or biofield. So if we have an emotional pain that we hold and we keep it with us for so long, it can eventually trickle onto your physical body and become a physical issue. Same thing with the mental thoughts. If you have these mental thoughts that you just keep going over and over and over again, and you know it's harmful to yourself in some way, or harmful, and you're angry and you're just, you're stewing with this over and over again, it can also transfer down through the other layers and become physical and create physical pain. So this forced me to go into myself, to look within, and to really start to ask myself, what was causing that pain? What was I holding on to that is triggering my upper stomach to really go into spasms like this? Because it was now you think about solar plexus area. Hey Karen, hey Jill, welcome. I'm just talking the energy forecast right now, so you didn't miss the Moonday reading yet. So talking about the physical pain that I was having this past week for a week straight. I woke up today for the first time feeling so much better. The pain didn't wake me up. So I'm doing much, much better. But for the whole week, I really had to go through everything. And solar plexus area is our willpower. It is also where I myself and a lot of people hold tension, where you hold anger, frustration, worry even. So I had to also realize that it was in that bridge chakra between my heart and my solar. So there's two areas now that's giving me a little bit of a clue, possibly a wound in my, regarding like my, feeling loved, feeling worthy, all the things that your heart chakra rules over, the ability to give love, receive love, self-love, things like that, and then my willpower. And I really had to go into my recent thought processes and emotions and ask myself, okay, Jamie, yeah, there was a time where, you had a recent emotional outburst. And where did that emotional outburst come from? I know. It was triggered by actions and behaviors that I felt were kind of violating my worth or my boundaries in some way. And so even though I was over the outburst that happened, the issue was still there. It still remained. And so it was really an opportunity for me to say, okay, so this situation is there. I still feel this way. How can I flip this situation so that I no longer am impacted by it? I can't change the situation, but I can change how I react to it and how it has power over me. And the moment I looked to the situation with acceptance, that this is the way that it is, and I don't have to be affected by it all the time. I don't have to be pulled into it. I was able to see the situation in a different light. I also began to look at all the possibilities that situation provided me with, all the opportunities. I looked at the situation with gratitude and reflected on that. And the more that I did this, the less the pain became, the less and less it was. And I think I really kind of came to like an epiphany moment with it on Saturday night. I think it was Saturday night. Sunday morning, I woke up feeling better, but not out of the woods. Today, I woke up feeling extremely better. So that's working. So this is my guidance to all of you with whatever might be being triggered, because deep-seated wounds emotionally, they're coming up right now, and you're being asked to recognize if you cannot stop a situation, you have your choice to either look to the situation with different eyes. How can you see it in a different light? Or you're also being asked to then remove those situations from your life that are causing these problems, you see. So, or that are causing you to feel these ways. So it's really about not internalizing your pain anymore, not holding on and continuing to beat a dead horse and to continue to do the same things over and over and over again, expecting change. What do they say about that? That's the definition of insanity, right? And I had to say that to myself. I'm doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results, and it's just not happening. So for me, it's an opportunity to say, okay, how can I do something different? How can I respond differently? And in the process, it's freeing me from that cycle. I'm making peace with it, if that makes sense. So all of the things that are coming up, whether it's physically for you right now, whether it's emotionally for you right now, whether it's mental blockage, a lot of it is just opportunities. It's like the mirror that's being presented and held out to you. And for me, I literally would not have, I can honestly admit that I probably would not have handled this the way that I'm handling it had I not been basically struck down with pain. But also the thing that I learned about that pain was that it was coming up for release. It was not there to punish me. It wasn't there to cause me pain. And I knew that it wasn't yet physical so that I could fully release this. It just started, so I knew I had time to let this thing go before it actually became like a stomach problem. Now, that could have something, it could have turned into ulcers, hernias, there's all kinds of stuff that could have that impact there, that with that area physically. So I'm able to kind of get on top of this and transform it right away and then release it and let myself move forward freely. Okay. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. I'm trying to give you the best possible example of how these things do impact us. And it might not be physical for you. It might have just been emotional. Maybe you found yourself going back to old things, going backwards instead of, all these massive step forwards you've taken recently. Suddenly a situation arose and you just found yourself back at this place again, you know? So again, opportunity to do things differently. This whole time, this whole isolation, this whole coronavirus is teaching us that we cannot continue to do the things that we have been doing. It is time for change. And we have to find new ways of doing things and new ways of living our lives harmoniously. So this is part of that. All right. We do have more eclipses coming. Big one. Solar eclipse, summer solstice, and a new moon, all on June 21st or 20th. One of those two. I always forget the date because it does fluctuate between the 20th and the 21st. So, hi Katrina. Hi Lori. Welcome. Hi Cindy. Thank you for being here. So yeah, as you move through the energy this week, it's important to take stock of those things that are coming up. It's important to deal with them, because if you continue to push them down, if you continue to do the same thing over and over and over again, you are actually harming yourself in some way, and it isn't serving your forward movement. So this is a great time to sit back, take it easy, sit with your thoughts. You know, if you've got to call a friend over and bounce it off of them, or get up on the telephone or on a video chat and bounce off of them, that's also a great way to get some feedback, because sometimes your friend acts as your mirror to be able to present to you, okay, well, maybe you're not seeing it this way, but here's how I'm seeing it. So, and I was fortunate enough to have my Lala there to help me with that, to help me kind of say, okay, like, here's all this stuff, like, look at all this stuff I got here, like, what I can't figure out what am I doing with it. And so she did. She helped me kind of sift through those pieces. So sometimes that's just what you need. Also, oracle guidance readings. So myself and the oracles of the light are always here to assist you with what you most need. In that regard, if you have questions about things, we can help you find answers to those things, help you give direction for forward movement. Also, the new light transmissions that Rachel Goodwin and I are doing can also help with giving you that kick you need to really kind of kick up all that stuff that's blocking your path, start to move all that debris out of the way so that you can start to move forward or see something in different light, also receiving powerful healing at the same time. So things to think about if you need them. Hi, Carla. Welcome, sweetheart. Thanks for being here. All right, so with that said, we're going to get into the Moonday message for the week. And this week I have decided to work with the Wild Wisdom of the Faerie Oracle by Lucy Cavendish. I don't have the box here with me, but it's the back of the deck, which is the septagram, which is interesting because do you remember when I went live the other day with the Springtime Enchantment box that I received from Lorraine Sweezy and her partner Amanda from Enchanted, I want to say their enchantment box, but the Elements for Healing Hollow. And in it was a recycled wooden little, it's almost like a little plaque with a septagram on it that was a surprise, and it was hand painted and beautiful. And it's also known as the Elven and the Fairy Star. And the Elven and the Fairy energy has really been starting to make itself known. I'm really feeling about it's time for connecting with the elementals and nature spirits. So this would be their time, as well as we are moving into Litha, or the summer solstice, where the portals and the gateways open between the worlds, and the energies of the Fae come in to assist in the earth and helping us all as well. So I'm working with the Faerie Oracle, right? So we're going to see. Let's just take a nice deep breath first, everybody. Nice deep breath, relaxing your body and just letting all that tension go. Unclench your jaws and straighten your spine and drop your shoulders. And just breathe nice and slow as we ask for guidance for the world as a collective's highest and greatest good for the week of June 8th, 2020. All right. Ooh, we got one right. Oh, wait. And this is a really good one. It is a number 47. Numerology speaking, that breaks down to a master number 11. So that is the number of, in my personal experience, that number to me embodies doorways opening, like a gateway. And I just talked about that gateway. And we are in the solstice gateway at this time. The doorways are opening. So this brings in that higher ascension energy too. And the 11 to me is representing opportunities. So those doorways opening as new opportunities for us to step through into new territory, new beginnings, leaving the old behind, right? What did Noreen say? One door opens for another one and one door closes. That's what's happening right now. 11 to me is also the number that connects us with a higher awareness, a higher minds, intuition, and it's almost like that number of awakening, that great spiritual awakening or epiphany moment of some sort. So that's a really promising message and number already for the coming week, all right? And then the card itself is the gift. And it says a present, an offer, nurturance, growth, and potential. Look at that. It's adorable. I love this card. So there is so much sacral solar energy coloring in this card. It does really make me feel like something creative. This makes me feel like a collaboration, creativity, opportunity to express yourself creatively, and your power center, which is that solar plexus, sacral chakra being your creative center, also where we store repressed emotions. And all of this, you're being given an opportunity to take all of this energy, all of these things that have been maybe stewing, maybe brewing. You can take those feelings and emotions and you can channel them into something creative. This is going to be your fuel, your fire to put something into action that you've been maybe thinking about doing, only hoped about doing, but it never really seemed like a real thing before, or like an actual option. This is it. And I almost feel like you're also going to feel these promptings from the universe in some way that Spirit's going to be giving you a hand in this, where I do feel like something is going to be presented for you to kind of roll into this opportunity, to embody more of this creative energy, to put your passions, your dreams into physical manifestation, if that makes sense. Hi, Julie. Noreen says, and I am taking this as I need to walk through that door. It is going to hurt. Oh, my dear. Yeah. I will say change is never easy. It's never easy. But in the end, we know that there's only so many times you can go on the merry-go-round. And it's not going to ever go in a different direction. It's always going to be there. So that's something that we have to kind of ask ourselves and come into that place, if you will, on our own. And I think you'll all know. When the door opens, the door opens. And very clearly, hi Kathleen, my love. We just pulled the card and it is the gift, master number 11. So there is an opportunity coming forward in some form or another. Could be in the physical, it could be in a dream, it could be in just this epiphany revelation that you have, to step through the doors of a new way, of a new beginning, to bring something new into manifestation. Something that you have, it does feel very creative, something that you yourself are putting energy into. So again, a present, an offer, nurturance, so something that's coming in to nurture your growth, to nurture the true and full potential that you do have. This could just be a stepping stone, so you might not see the full big picture just yet, but trust the opportunities that are coming your way. Obviously, always use your intuition and discernment, but it is important for you to see the doors when they open. So again, one door closes while another door opens. All right. So there's something also that I'm getting with this about coming into stillness. Yes, Kathleen, that's also very possible. Absolutely. That's why I said it could be like, it doesn't actually have to be somebody or something presenting this opportunity and like putting it on your lap. it could be a revelation, an epiphany moment, some sort of an illumination. That's what the master number 11 actually represents. So it could just be that awareness coming in that wasn't there before, that you have that, aha, this spark. I have this new idea of this new thing that I can do that maybe didn't seem possible before. You see, just because something didn't seem possible before doesn't mean it's not possible now. I often notice that a lot. I actually was saying that today with a class that I was planning. I wasn't really sure how I was going to make this class work online. And up until this point, I felt like it just wasn't possible. All of a sudden, it's possible. You see what I'm saying? So it's like we get these new revelations as we are adjusted because our consciousness continues to expand. And as these eclipse energies and all these catalyst energies come into play, they kick up those blocks that we weren't able to see things before, or even have maybe the confidence to do it. So this is also, I feel like, because of the sacral solar colors in here, I do feel like it's about those solar plexuses and standing in your confidence and your power and just going forward without questioning yourself so much, without questioning the situation. Again, use your spidey senses. Listen to your instincts. But if your instincts tend to, because a lot of people say, how do I tell the difference between my instincts and, like just wanting to do something, or fear talking me out of that? Anytime fear is your option, if you're making a decision based on fear, it's usually the wrong answer, because fear is something that will always keep you stuck. It will always keep you small. We only conquer fear by being fearless. And that means we take those bold steps forward, even in fear. See what I'm saying? So I do feel like this is a great opportunity this week for so much to occur. Really starting to breathe life into passions and creative energy and bringing it in the beginning works of the manifestation of the dream or a vision that you have. And I also feel like it's allowing you in that process to step up into a place of confidence, a place of courageousness, where you aren't being held back by feeling like unworthy. And that's another feeling that goes along with the solar plexus, is the worthiness, and the sacral as well, because there's your emotional energy there. So I feel like you can also channel all of the energies, all of the emotions, all of those things that you might have been experiencing that felt dark, fearful, heavy, abandoned, all of these things that could be coming up, and you could take them all, and instead of having them internalized, like I talked about, you could use them to bring forth something new. Use them to channel creativity. I oftentimes would get, when I would find myself getting really frustrated or angry about something, I would feel like I just couldn't focus on anything other than suddenly I wanted to sculpt, and I would break out the clay and start working with it. Suddenly I wanted to paint something. And then I would just go into doing, channeling all of this energy. And it was so therapeutic. It made me feel better. And you're also kind of like going through processes in your mind when you're working on things. And then what comes out of that is something amazing. I mean, some of the great artists of all time channeled blocks and things that they went through in their lives and just channeled it all into their work, and they just blew us away with what they did. So there's a whole lot of opportunity for growth this week, and we are all being presented opportunities to tap into our true potential, our full potential, and to grow and to, I believe, achieve something, or at least the beginning steps of achieving something really big for ourselves. So I don't feel like the full picture is going to be revealed this week, but I feel like you're going to see the beginning stages of something amazing happening. So be open to receive. Do not block yourself by saying, yeah, but I just don't think that's possible. You are so much more powerful than you know. Do not put yourself in that place of, yeah, but I don't see how this could ever come true. Yeah, but, with what I currently have going on, that would be like, when pigs fly or something, don't do those things. open to receive. And that's saying, I open to receive what the universe has in store for me that facilitates my growth and forward movement. And then just let go. Don't try to control it. Don't try to figure it out. Just let it go and watch it. It'll happen. Okay? So that's a really great message. And I got to tell you, after what I came down off of this week, I wasn't expecting that sort of a message. So, yay. I know I need it. All right. Great stuff, everybody. So, next Monday, I want to hear it. I want to hear what magic started to reveal itself to you this week and how it did. Because I do think that because everybody has their own unique experience with how an offer is presented to you. Again, it could be that epiphany. It could be a person. It could be an offer for collaboration. It could just be an opportunity to do something that you didn't ever think you were going to be able to do or even never considered wanting to do. So it could come to you in many different forms, but I would love to hear how it does, because I think that's inspiration to others in the future, or those reading this, that realizes that things happen in the most magical and mystical of ways when we just let be. Another thing that I wanted to tell you all about that card is how some of this can happen, how inspiration can come through, is by being still. I feel like there's a really big theme this month about finding your inner peace and stillness in order to hear the voice of your truth, your higher voice, and that voice of your heart, not the mind, because the mind can sometimes trick us. The mind can sometimes talk us down and out of things. The voice of your heart is the truth, and it's much quieter than the mind. Therefore, we have to go into a place of stillness, of quiet, of peace. So connecting with nature and even your elemental brethren, and just asking for some inspiration, some clarity, and just be. Sometimes I find myself, everybody thinks that meditation is like to actually close your eyes, think, do this breathing techniques, and you're supposed to be pulling energy through your this and that and other. No, that is, there are many different ways. There's not really a one way of doing meditation, because honestly, you could be walking your dog around the neighborhood and that is meditation. So really just sitting outside and, asking for inspiration and just being still and watching the birds. I catch myself doing that. I'll watch the birds and I'll watch the flowers and I'll watch the leaves blowing in the trees. And before I've known it, like 45 minutes has gone by and I'm having all these amazing thoughts in the meantime that I don't even realize I'm really having. And so it's very meditative and therapeutic, and that is when divine inspiration comes through. All right. So I hope that message helps everybody as we move through this week. Hi, Beth. Hi, Hannah. Welcome. See if I missed anything. Hi, Scott. Hi, Shelly. Okay, so Alexandra says, trying to fight away all the hurt I've been going through this week with my daughter and my husband. I feel like I can't do anything. I'm going to try to be open to receive healing for myself and family. Thank you. I just want to stop crying. Oh, I'm so sorry, sweetie. That's really difficult. I can maybe relate to it if, I don't know how far you caught back, but I can maybe relate to it in the sense that I had to just stop fighting. Honestly, I had to stop fighting it. I had to just come to a place of acceptance that this was what it was. At the same time, that doesn't ask you to lay down and be a doormat for anybody, but it does say, I'm not going to put so much now time and energy into this thing that just keeps going in this direction. I have to remove myself from that cycle so that I don't keep going in that direction, because nothing is happening but my sanity is being, vulnerable now. So it's about removing yourself from the situation and saying, this is the only thing that I'm going to respond to regarding this. This is where I stand regarding the situation. And otherwise, I'm not going to enter into this anymore this way. And also, maybe seeing it from a different perspective, trying to find, well, how am I not seeing the situation? Is there a silver lining anywhere in there? is there anything that you can do to shift it with maybe finding gratitude for any role that your daughter and your husband play in it? You see, so many different things. Because I don't know your personal situation specifically, it's hard for me to give you an exact thing that you could do. But just from what you said, trying to remove yourself from the way the situation continues to repeat itself, and instead finding a way that you can transform it. You can flip it and say, I'm not going to enter into that anymore, and this is the only thing that I'm going to respond to. So it's for your own peace and your own sanity. Unfortunately, we don't have control over anyone else in our lives and, the way that they respond or react. Okay. So I do hope the best for you, though, and I do hope that the gift this week is your peace and your healing. Okay. Yes, Cindy, excited for sure. Me too. Heather says, I picked up a new client today, the first one since this whole lockdown began. Good for you. Congratulations. And there you go. What a blessing already. And it's only Monday. Yes, being still, sweetie. So, so important. Kimberly, that's so sweet of you. Yeah, absolutely. It's tough. I said it, the catalyst, man. Catalyst eclipses. Whew. But they do show us what is shadow, not just within ourselves, but within our situations and within our lives that might not be serving us anymore. And sometimes we have to, the only choice to make is the one that says, I'm not doing that no more. Okay. So much love to you. All right, everybody. With that said, we are going to go into the mudra. Alexandra says, you're making me cry. You understand completely. I'm trying to see it from both sides. That is what I'm going to do. I had to hear it from you to confirm how I feel. Oh, well then I'm so happy that you're here. And I'm so happy that I was able to share a difficult experience for myself as well. And you saw, it manifested to physical pain for me. And you don't want that. So yeah, trying to see how you can shift for yourself and what you can do differently. That doesn't mean lay down for anybody in doormat. That doesn't mean that. It does mean removing the impact and the way that you're addressing it from the equation. Okay, I hope that helps. All right, sweetie. Okay, so every week I like to also pull a mudra to go along with the oracle message that we receive, because it's one thing to hear what is going on and, what could happen. But it is another thing to be able to facilitate that changing and that growth, or what we need to kind of help push us on through that energy, right? So mudras do that and then some. So the word mudra, and what a mudra is, I'll talk about that really quickly. The word mudra itself is Sanskrit, which is an ancient language, mainly used in parts of the world, like the India, Hinduism, the Tibetan monks in Tibet, and it's actually believed to be one of the oldest languages on earth, and also a form of light language, so incredibly powerful. So we know that language and sound through hearing light language can actually assist us just from the sound that it emits when it comes out into when we hear it, because it actually creates that frequency ripple out into out into our atmosphere, which then can also assist us just by saying those words. So the word mudra actually translates into the word seal, like an energy seal or like a wax seal. And that seal to me also acts as a trigger. That seal is linked to your energy centers in your energy body, also known as your chakras. So every mudra connects with one or more chakras. So depending on the mudra is the chakra or chakras that will be impacted by working with it. So we have chakras within our palms as well. Using your hands to form gestures or symbols, or symbols. I was like, I never, it's funny because I never like to say the word gestures, because I know that there's always that one person that's going to be like, gestures, huh? So let's just get it out of the way. I'm going to say gestures. Okay. So gestures, symbols, movements with your hands here. We all have done them. There's hundreds upon hundreds of them. So you also have, your fingers are connected to the elements. Now, they act then in turn as triggers. So fire, water, earth, air, you know them, connecting you to them. And so when you use these mudras and you channel energy, breathing, and intention into those mudras when they form, you are actually triggering and activating the chakras that they connect with. Now, each chakra is connected to your four main, now we have more layers, but I'm going to tell you, to keep this simple, your four main bodies: physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, or also your light body. So working with them can channel energy into those energy centers, which then can alleviate energetic blockage on any of those layers. Because when we get issues, trauma, whatnot, it can form, and this past life stuff even hangs out in our biofields and these energy bodies. And so they become stagnant blocks, which stops the flow of your life force energy, which then creates eventual issues on the physical body, can create physical disease and illness, okay? So these can alleviate any physical issues that you're having, emotional, mental, and again, assist in consciousness expansion through connecting and activating our light bodies as well. So one mudra can do all of that and then some. So one mudra can work with all of those chakras at once. So they're very powerful. So powerful that some of them even come with a caution. So if we get a mudra that has a caution, that just means that this is so energetically stimulating that if you already suffer from an issue, like for example, you heard I was having the stomach spasms, right? I pulled a mudra, like what mudra can I work with to help me? And it was the Radiant Light Solar Plexus mudra, and it says caution, digestive issues. So that means if you already have digestive issues, or let's say issues in another area with a mudra that we're using, it's going to activate it and overstimulate it energetically, which could cause some irritation, and people just might not want that. So they always tell you err on the side of the caution. It doesn't mean it's not going to eventually help you, but some people just might not want to. I did not want any more drama in that area than I needed. So I chose to opt out of that and work a different way. So with that said, I think I covered it all. We are going to get into it. I actually have two different decks. I work with this one, Mudras for Awakening the Energy Body. And I pull a card to assist us. Hi, Debbie. Welcome, sweetie. We are on the mudra, and you can catch the Moonday message back on replay later after this is done airing live, okay? So I basically just ask for one that's going to assist us with what we most need energetically going through the energy of this week. And it really does tend to go hand in hand with the oracle message, okay? So these are very, very powerful, and you can work, we're going to do it together. And then you can, I'm going to take a picture, post it on my page, and then you can kind of save it to your phone or something if you want. This way you can work with it yourself all week long, all right? But again, I will let you know if there's a caution. Noreen says, either side, I'll be hurt. Oh, no. Oh, you mean regarding your situation? I'm so sweetheart. I know, sometimes there's no way around that. Sometimes there's no way around being hurt. And I talked a little bit today about this on the Cosmic Heart. And so I'm not going to go too much into it. The live that I did today this morning, or it wasn't really this morning, it was 1 p.m. today, it felt like this morning, with Rachel Goodwin on evolving into the Cosmic Heart. I do believe I shared it here on Magical Me too. If you watch that back, I did go into a message regarding a flower essence that presented itself to me and how the flower kind of communicated its message to me. And it literally is bleeding heart. And interestingly enough, it's connected to Chiron, which in astrology is known as the wounded healer. So all of these situations coming forward with being a wounded healer is how we become a powerful healer or in service to others through our own traumas and through our own suffering. And the bleeding heart spoke of how we really do need to, how a broken heart equals an open heart. So it kind of tells you that you can't really have one without the other. You have to experience that pain to really feel something so deeply, so profoundly, even though it doesn't feel good, even though it really shatters us beyond belief, that's how we let the love in, and that's how we let the light in. And so definitely check back that message on Cosmic Heart today on the replay, because it's a really beautiful one. And so I don't want to take away from the pain. I think the pain is necessary. I don't want anybody no one should have to suffer. No one should have to go through it. But if you can switch it to see that, pain is a necessary part of growth, that maybe in time when things heal, that you will see that it was all a part of this journey for you. Okay, I hope that helps. Hi, Sue. Happy birthday, sweetheart. Thank you for being here. All right. I'm just getting into the mudra, so the Moonday message and the empathy forecast can all be caught back on replay. Okay. All right. So what mudra comes forward to assist us all as a collective for the week of June 8th, 2020, for our highest and greatest good only? I don't know how I'm going to react if we get a solar plexus mudra. I never ever want to experience what I experienced this week again. Okay. Whoop, close, but oh, look at nourishment. And that was in our card for the week as well. Look at that. Look at those colors. It says a present and offer, nurturance, growth, and potential. And this is nourishment. It is also known as the Mira Mudra. Okay. All right. So as I see, there is no caution. So we can all do this together. And I'm going to show you that. I will post it later as well so you can look at it and make sure. It assists with inner nourishment. And what I talk about, it's important to go within and finding that peace within and bringing that nurturance to ourselves right now. Breath and serenity. Its benefits are that it promotes abdominal breathing, provides relief for asthma. Look at that, especially with these hot and humid days, depending on where you're at. I know as a child, every now and then again, during even adult years, as a child, I suffered from asthma pretty badly. And I don't so much anymore, but when I get those hot and dry days, oh boy, it does make it very difficult to breathe. So provides relief for asthma, supports the reproductive, eliminatory, and urinary systems. It also directs your breath to your sacrum, which is in the area of the sacral chakra, your lower back, and your pelvis. So this is great for that creative fire, awakening that soul fire. All right. So we're going to do this together, everybody. It's a pretty simple one. You're going to join the tips of the thumbs to the tips of the pinkies. Yeah, I'm doing it wrong already. Look at tips of the thumbs to the tips of the pinkies on the same hand. Bring the joined fingers and thumbs to each hand to touch at the tips. Okay, so pinkies and thumbs, touch them together. It's hard when you have fingernails. And then you're going to extend the other fingers up and join the tips of the ring fingers. Okay, let me look at this picture again. It doesn't look the same on 3D. So the tips of the ring fingers and the other fingers up. Okay, that looks very similar, doesn't it, to the one that I was actually shown last week in my mind to work with. Very, very similar. All right. So then what I'm going to have you all do is we're going to actually rest your hands like this in your lap, just below your navel. So sacral chakra area, pelvic area. Straighten your spine. Close your eyes. Never to take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And release. Blow that breath out of your mouth, focusing your energy into your hands, into the area where your hands are in your physical body. Again, nice deep breath in. And release. Again, deep breath in. And release. We're going to do that 3 more times. So take another deep breath in. And blow the breath out. Again, deep breath in. And release. Last one. Nice breath in. And release. And you can repeat. My natural breath flows in calm and nourishing waves. My natural breath flows in calm and nourishing waves. My natural breath flows in calm and nourishing waves. And so it is. And you can open your eyes. And that is it. So you can work with this mudra as often as you want to this week. It is only going to assist you. I do also feel like since we're working, bringing that awareness, bringing that energy into our sacral chakras, it is going to facilitate that inspiration. Also, sacral chakra is where we store our repressed emotions, so inner child wounds as well. So this also might help to bring some of that up and be released. You might already be experiencing it. You're already feeling because they've been repressed. So this might just help move that energy more fluidly to release what might be being held there. Okay. I will post a picture of this on my page. Feel free to save it to your phones or your devices so that you can work with it all week long. All right, everybody, thank you so very much for being here with me and spending your evening or your hour, wherever you are in the world, watching. And I do appreciate your love and support always. And I wish you a wonderful, magical, nurturing week. We'll see you again next week.